Hello, this is Vicky, your Pinay Crazy Babe, and right now I'm going to talk about the COVID case that is the pandemic thing that have been happening in our world today. So, in the Philippines, it has been said here that it reaches 462 cases, positive cases, um, because there has been 82 new cases that has been going on and has been rising in the country. So how does it affect the normal Filipinos, or let's say most of the Filipinos? I, of course, to stop all the virus to be spread, there will be a mandatory quarantine in all levels of local governments and to national governments, which is a very understandable, and I think it's a very valid reason for us to be able to stay at home and to be quarantined to keep the virus from spreading. The thing is, today, or like few days ago, while I was walking down the street in my area, and I heard a lot of people, it's just like the normal Filipinos, and tricycle drivers, um, car drivers, uh, the people that works in the hospitality business here, because I'm in the tourism area, and the bars, the waitress and stuff are complaining about it already. Why? Because the of course the government has to force the closures of pubs, restaurants, bars, and establishment that people is possibly gathering. So I interviewed one of the tricycle driver that I rode from my place to the town, and he said that the money that he was able to get for a day only was 300 pesos, which normally he gets 600 to 700, and he got four kids. Two of them are having like not breastfeed, it's just like commercial, like milk, because his wife doesn't have the breast milk to provide the twins. So he already said that the curfew or the quarantine that happened during that time was just 2 days since it was implemented, affected a lot already, because he was just living day by day. The money that he get for that day will be the money that he would be using the next day. But that day, what that was, it was actually 9 p.m. The curfew here was 10. Well, it's 10 until now, but for the student and senior citizen, it's 24 hours for senior citizen, and unemployed and students are after 3 p.m. So what I'm saying is that he said that he is forced to drive the tricycle because he been living day by day, and if he won't do it and no one is actually supporting the family but him, then his two infants would be struggling. But also, it's not just his case, a lot of cases. I, my siblings as well. I mean, my brother is also a tricycle driver, though it's not a very strict yet in my hometown. When it comes to curfews, when it comes to driving, there are no implementations to stop driving yet. But of course, there are very few people that has been traveling from one place to another, and of course, then the drivers would stop driving. Then they don't have money, and so that's why it came to the point. Of course, we're always asking how much and until when the government will be able to support all those people that is living day by day. I have read a lot of news. I follow the news that has been implemented every day in the town. Is almost different rules, different news, different always different cases of implementations and rules to be followed. It changes every day. It also depends from the national government, goes to the provincial government, and then to the local government that needs to adapt it, and then goes to the lower level. So, in my area, back in my town, they said that the local government already gave 5 kilograms of rice, which also includes some canned goods and noodles, which is a big help already. But with a family that includes 8 people and no one is allowed to get out to work, it will only last 2 days or even one day. Maybe 2 days is 5 kilos is 2 days. And so what will happen the next day? Yeah, what will happen the next day? Because here, even my family, my brothers, only living day to day. It's because even though they want to save money for the future, let's say emergency money, there's never enough income for that. Even with just like two kids or one kid, but the income for the Philippines minimum, especially in the province, could get into 300. Others even who is working in hospitality, like in the reception, they only get 250. So that's the thing. Also, that has been, running around the people. Let's also give them panic. Aside from this virus, is the hunger. Is that they cannot stay to follow the rules and to stay in the house, because otherwise they won't be dying because of the virus, but because they don't have a food to eat if the quarantine will last more than 30 days, or like they said that it has been said that it's 12 weeks, which it's not been confirmed yet, but for now it's like 30 days quarantine, or until further notice. So there are many people, like, it's the others are like, when it's you get this money to be able to save up for yourself, right? You'll be able to just worry, just like feeling bored in the house doing nothing, but you have food, you have the necessary things that you need for the certain period of time, then you're okay. But these people, which includes many people I know that are just living day to day, what will happen to them? Yeah. And most likely these people will go against the rule of the home quarantine and not going out, because they need to have to do something for the family. Even just, let's say, just a little thing. There's no one wanted to have you work right now, that's for sure. So maybe they will, in the provinces, I've learned that it's easier, because if you have a little farm or little garden, you have malunggay, and then you live nearby the shore, and if your local government will allow you to find a fish, or you find the shells, maybe it would work. But what if also the government would allow these people to go to the sea, which I think it's very, very unlikely to happen, but still, it won't last that long either, to get your just resources from the certain places. So it's just like very hard, I think, even for the government officials as well, to be able to, first, also considering in their part, they're thinking that if the virus would spread, it would be harder for them to stop it. First of all, it doesn't have any cure yet, maybe. I'm not very sure about it, which I don't want to give any. It's just like based on, I never search right now. But if there's no cure yet, and then the virus spreads to the society, then it will be harder for the government. And at the same time, if they're going to keep on, if they're going to stay to implement these rules of having these people to be staying in their houses for like 30 days or more than that, and they won't have enough money as well to feed this household every time. So this is really what's the big talk, not just here in the Philippines, but of course all over the world. And how to how to keep going after all this, with this things that going on with the COVID, and I'm sure the economy will be having so much recession, and I am pretty worried. I mean, for not for myself, but for all those people, millions of people that's also have been affected with this things. At first, I was just like, oh, really worried because now I don't have business anymore, this and that, and then I'm just going back to thinking all those people. How about those people who don't even have a place to stay? And if they're not being well taken care of with the government as well, they will still be walking in the street. They might be able to spread a virus to those people, to the other people. So also these people needs to be well taken care of. So this is a very controversial matter. There's so many things to actually talk about and to get look into. So but the thing is, we cannot just do anything but to hope that it will end soon. But yeah, it really affects me so bad. Not in a way because, not only because it affects me financially and business wise, but it's because it naturally affects everyone, not just me but every one of us, and most likely most of the people that I love that also has just been living day to day. So um that's really the thing, that's the question. Then there is, until when, this will last, this thing will last, and until when we have to suffer with the fear of getting infected with the virus and the fear of being hungry. Until when are we going to question ourselves of how are we going to survive? So it's just what I'm saying, it's not just here in the Philippines but also all over the world. So yeah, I'm sure guys, you also have your own thing going on in where you are, and yeah, I'll be happy to read it in your comments. So just, some views of what's going on in your place. So right now, right here, we have curfews 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. We have 24/7 curfew for the senior citizens, 3 p.m. curfews for unemployed and students, liquor ban. Some restaurants are closed, totally closed. Salons, shops, bars, and clubs. So gatherings is not allowed more than 10 person. That's what they said. We are not letting anyone enter from other islands here anymore to the Philippines, or from other islands in the Philippines rather than Cebu in Moalboal. And yeah, we have implemented a stricter social distancing and proper hygiene. So yeah, and also the rules is changing day to day. So I would like to hear what is the government you know action in your place and what's been happening. So don't hesitate to put it down in the comments, and thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope you're all healthy, and God bless.